Why Can't You Be? By GINI GRAHAM SCOTT. Illustrations by Faisal Maulana Saganda. Copyright 2022 by GINI GRAHAM SCOTT. When Alicia came home from school on a rainy day, her galoshes tracked mud into the kitchen. Her mother looked up from making a salad and asked, "How could you make such a mess? You should take off your shoes. Why can't you be like your cousin Sarah? She's so neat." Alicia put her galoshes by the back door to dry and went to her room feeling glum. The next day in music class, the teacher invited everyone to pick an instrument to learn. Alicia picked a saxophone because it looked so big and strong. At home, she practiced the scales in her room. Suddenly, her mother rushed in and yelled, "I was taking a nap. Why can't you be considerate like your sister Laura? She tiptoes around the house when people are sleeping." "I'm sorry," said Alicia, as her mother stomped out. Alicia put down her saxophone and quietly did her homework until dinner. The next day, Alicia's older sister Henrietta showed off her paintings from her art class. They showed boats and children playing on the beach. "What beautiful pictures. You're so talented," Alicia's mother said. Turning to Alicia, she added, "I wish you could be as artistic and creative as that." "Yes, Mama," Alicia said quietly, not knowing what else to say. Later, when Alicia went to play in the backyard, she grabbed a piece of bread to munch on. Then she noticed a dozen pigeons on a tree branch. She went over to them and scattered a few pieces of crust on the ground. 3 pigeons fluttered down and pecked at the bread. She threw down a few more pieces. Soon 4 more pigeons joined them. Alicia wondered if the birds would follow her. She walked towards the house and dropped more bits of bread. Soon a line of pigeons trailed behind her, pecking up the crumbs. To show the pigeons off, she led them through the back door into the kitchen. As the birds formed a circle around her, her mother walked into the kitchen and gasped, "Why are all the birds in here?" "Because I led them in," Alicia explained. Her mother frowned with dismay. "How could you bring these birds inside? They could leave bird dew everywhere." After Alicia shooed the birds out, she went to her room and lay down on her bed. "Can I ever do anything right? Why, oh why can't I just be me?" she thought sadly. And she wished her sisters would do something wrong. To think about something else, Alicia turned on her TV. On the screen, she saw a show in which kids performed different skills. One girl sang and danced. A boy juggled 4 balls. Another boy showed his dog jumping through hoops. At the end of the program, the host announced, "I'm looking for kids who do unusual and interesting things to be on the show." After Alicia turned off the TV, she asked herself, "What do I do that's unusual and interesting? I'm not artistic like my sister Henrietta. I'm not." She went through the list of all the things she wasn't. Then Alicia noticed the corner terrarium with her pet turtles. They crawled around on the dirt, swam in a glass dish, or slept under a rock. At once she had an idea of what else they could do. She put Frisky, the biggest turtle, in a furry slipper and he crawled out. She placed Speedy, the smallest turtle, on her desk and placed a long string in front of him. As she moved it ahead of him, he walked over it like a jump rope. She put Sleepy, the middle turtle, on the table with 3 blocks and a dish of food, and he walked around the blocks to find the food. After Alicia put the turtles back in the terrarium, she wrote to the program host describing what the turtles did and mailed the letter. A week later, her father called to her while she was doing her homework. "A TV station wants you to appear on TV with your turtles." After she explained, "I wrote a letter to be on the show," her parents said, "Yes." So she told the host, "I'd love to do it." The next weekend her parents took her to the TV studio, where people rushed around snapping slates. Alicia carried her turtles in a shoebox filled with soft dirt, and she brought along her slipper, 3 wooden blocks, and a piece of string. While she waited in the dressing room with her parents, a boy showed off his Cocker Spaniel and a girl demonstrated her kitten's tricks. At last it was time to go on. Alicia placed her turtles, slipper, blocks, and string on a large round table. She put Frisky in a slipper, and he struggled out of it. She flipped a string as Speedy walked across it like a jump rope. She showed Sleepy finding his way through a maze of blocks. "That's wonderful," said the host. Then, everyone in the audience clapped, and the host pinned a large blue ribbon on Alicia's dress. "It's for a great job," he said. "What a unique creative demonstration." On the drive home, Alicia sat in the back of the car with her turtles. Her mother turned around to talk to her. "I think what you did was wonderful. I guess we didn't appreciate what you could do before." "Yes, it was great. So original," said her father. After that her mother and father bragged to her uncles, aunts, cousins, and sister about her. And nobody ever said, "Why can't you be," to Alicia again. About the author. GINI Graham Scott, Ph.D., the CEO of Changemakers Publishing and Writing, is an internationally known writer, speaker, and workshop leader. She has published over 50 books with major publishers on various topics and has written over 36 children's books. She is a member of the Society of Children's Book Writers and Illustrators. She does workshops on self-publishing and creativity, and she helps clients write books and self-publish them or find publishers and agents. Her websites are changemakerspublishingandwriting.com and changemakerskids.com. Other children's books by GINI Graham Scott. They include Native American folktales, folktales from Eastern Europe, stories about animals, realistic stories about kids, and fantasy stories. You can find them on Amazon or contact Changemakers Kids for more information.